Hi everyone, welcome back. There is so much suffering in the world today. So many people enduring the most horrendous times of tribulation and suffering and hardship. And yet when we come to the Bible and we come to our Christian life, we need to understand that biblical suffering is what we go through when our will is confronted. When your will is cancelled by the will of God. That's the issue. Jesus in Luke chapter 22 in the Garden of Gethsemane was praying and he said, Father, if it is your will, take this cup away from me. He was speaking of the cup of suffering, the work of the cross, his death. Then he says, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. And whilst he was there, the Bible said he agonized and he went through torment because there was this conflict within him. That's the suffering. We know that he went to the cross. And when you see all the films today, that's what they focus on. The cross and what took place. That he was beaten, he was whipped, he had to wear the crown of thorns, the nails through his hands, through his feet, the spear through his side. That was the suffering. Taking the sin of the world on, that was the suffering. But all of this started when he gave his will to God. Thy will be done. That's the heart that God's looking for from you and I. So in Acts chapter 5, verse 41, when the disciples were challenged before the Sanhedrin, it says they went on their way from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they had been considered worthy to suffer shame for his name's sake. Now, that suffering was a confrontation of their will because they were accused of many false things. And they could have stood up and they could have reacted and they could have justified themselves. And yet, they wanted God's will to be done in that situation. So, in all the things that we face in our lives, let's look for my will and let's say, God, deal with my will in this situation. I've been wronged. I'm suffering this. This is what I want to do, what I want to think. That's my will. But I want your will to be done in my life. And we accept what God needs to do. May the Lord help us and give us grace. God bless.